Hello, everyone. I'm Ernesto Amaral. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Sociology at Texas A&M, and I'm going to be the professor in the social change class this summer 2025. And I will now present the syllabus, how the structure of the course is going to be throughout this semester. So let me just share my screen here a little bit. There. So the easiest way to get the access to the material, you just go to my website, which is ernestoamaral.com, ernestoamaral.com, and here on the left, under teaching, you're going to see social issues, and then you see our class here, social change, SOCI 311 on 2025 summer. The direct link to the class is the one that I have posted on Canvas, and I also have available in the syllabus, right, which is also available in the Howdy portal at Texas A&M. So it's ernestoamaral.com/SOCI311-25summer.html. So the structure here of the website, I'm going to go through it here right now. And the syllabus is already available here. So this is a PDF file. That's the same file that you have in the Howdy portal. So I'm going to go in detail here with you. This video that I'm recording right now, I'm going to post a direct link to it right here under the syllabus. This class is going to be completely online. So you can just do all the readings and watch the lectures anytime that you want, but following the dates, the suggested dates that I have here on the syllabus. The Canvas website is already published as well, and you have access to it. It's going to be a simple website in which I will pretty much post here some announcements. This first announcement here, talking about our class starting this next week. And the assignments will be posted here, and I'm going to talk in detail about them, about these perusal assignments, quizzes, and the final exam. And you're going to have your grades here as well, right? In the student view, you have pretty much only these four menus here. So you have a description of the course, the announcements that I just showed to you, the assignments, you can show them by type, so the same style of perusal, quizzes, and final exams, or show by date, right? I usually prefer it by type. And then your grades will be posted here throughout the semester. Cool? Back here to the website. So I will use Canvas to write, let me just do a zoom in here to the page. So here, like I said, we have the syllabus, time and location view online. I will use Canvas to write announcements, receive assignments, quizzes and exams, and post grades. All the lecture videos will be available in my YouTube channel. It's available right here. So you can just check out this explanation of the syllabus and all the lectures. I will just create a new playlist right here for social change, and you'll be able to access all of them here. But I will also post the specific links, the direct links to each one of them where I have it listed here. So here's going to be this video for the syllabus, and here for each one of the lectures. The office hours, I am available for office hours, can be in person here in my office at Texas A&M, or also over Zoom. I just ask you guys to email me with at least 48 hours in advance so we can schedule a time. And this is the link on Zoom that I use. Students should read instructions for the assignment, quizzes, and exams in the syllabus and also in this link here specific for the assignments. I'm going to talk to you about that. And all the quizzes, assignments, they will be submitted on Canvas. And we should look at the exact dates in the syllabus that I'm going to talk to you here right now. The lecture slides will be available here in the course website. The lecture for chapter 1 is already available right there. And then you can, after you read the chapter, you can also read the lecture here. And I will also provide the video, the direct link below here, and also on my YouTube channel, right? That one has all of them organized there as well. So here we're going to have the lectures for all the different chapters in the textbook, the slides and the videos from chapter 1 through chapter 10. And then after that, here is just extra material, just a lot of links and websites. This one's here with aggregated level data, and then some websites within the US Census Bureau, demographic resources, information about the COVID-19 pandemic, mortality data sources, fertility data sources, and migration data sources. My background is more in demography, so that's why you see more of these websites here on mortality, fertility, and migration. And these are just extra materials for topics that we will talk throughout this course. Some other microdata and surveys available in these links, some academic associations related to sociology, demography, political science, and so on. Sources for literature review, and some public opinion polls. That's whenever there are some elections going on there, it's good to check those websites. So now I will go through the syllabus in this first link here in our page. And it's going to just open this PDF file. Again, this file is also available on Howdy. So the course website, the direct link, like I said, this link here takes us directly to this page. So you can access this through different areas from Canvas, from Howdy, that they have this link and also the syllabus. On Canvas, like I said, the website that will write announcements, we receive the assignments and quizzes. If you want to communicate with me, do not write messages on Canvas because I don't check those. You should email me. So if you want to contact me, just email me. And my email is amaral@tamu.edu. The recorded lectures, like I said, will be available on the YouTube channel, and also the direct links below each one of the lectures here in the course website, below each one of them. This, my office, it's located in the West Campus Social Science Building, room 320. That's where I am right now. And office hours, like I said, can be in person or on Zoom. Just write me with at least 48 hours in advance, and we can schedule a time. So what exactly is this class about social change? The idea here is that this course will offer a comprehensive survey of major transformations in American Western societies, exploring the forces that drive social change and the tensions that arise as a result. So through historical and contemporary perspective, students will analyze how political, economic, environmental, and cultural dynamics have shaped global development and equality. And the course emphasizes global interdependence and evolution of social institutions in response to shifting power structures and ideologies. So we hope that you will explore the dynamics of development and globalization with a focus on how these processes shape social, political, and environmental realities across the globe. The course will be structured around these 10 core topics here. These 10 topics are exactly the chapters of the textbook. And for each one of these topics, for each one of these chapters of the textbook, That's where we have the PowerPoint slides, the lecture slides, and the lecture videos. So through lectures, readings, and online discussions, you will critically assess the challenges and possibilities of social change in a world that's changing a lot, right? Course material will be assessed through quizzes, final exam, and online discussions on key topics. These online discussions are the perusal assignments that I mentioned before. And two different things are important here. You're expected to read the textbook chapters before taking the quizzes and the final exam, as these quizzes and final exam will test your ability to describe and explain the course content. So a lot of details that are in the textbook chapters that might not appear in my lecture slides and videos, they are in the chapters. And so these details will be assessed through quizzes and final exam. So that's why it's important for you to read the textbook chapters before taking the quizzes and final exam. The lectures that I'm providing, both through slides and also videos. So you should read the lectures and view them prior to completing the perusal assignments. So the idea is that I will help you critically analyze and engage with the material more efficiently. So you'll be able to better work on these assignments after you read my lecture slides and you watch the lecture videos. Here, the course prerequisites, junior senior classification or approval of instructor. These are the course learning outcomes. Upon successful completing this course, the student should be able to describe key historical and contemporary processes that have shaped social change in American, West, and global contexts. Has to do with remembering, explain the development project and the globalization project, including their origins, goals, and social impacts, having to do with understanding, analyze the effects of colonialism, decolonization, and neoliberal globalization on different world regions, having to do with analyzing, evaluate competing perspectives on sustainable development and the environmental consequences of global development models, evaluating. Compare contracts, local and global initiatives aimed at addressing climate changes and development inequalities, having to do with analyzing. And finally, develop a critical perspective on current global reorderings and propose informed responses to contemporary development crises, having to do with creating. So this following textbook here is required for this course. You have several options where to buy or rent. You can purchase it at the Texas A&M bookstore. And the textbook is by Philip Michael and Eloise Weber. Then the textbook title is Development and Social Change, A Global Perspective. Here are just two links of where you can find them within the publisher and also through Amazon. So you see different options here. Since this is a summer course that we are offering now, this option here, if you want to have it just temporary, it's possible to just purchase this way. And on Amazon is also available there. Cool. So you have like different options to purchase the textbook. And the grading scale, we are going to have these assessments here that I'm going to explain in more detail what they are, the perusal assessments. They will be 50% of the final grade. So we're going to have 10 assessments, 5 points per assessment. And each one of the assessments, you have to pretty much write 5 comments about the specific chapter that we are covering. The quizzes will be 30% of the final grade. We're going to have 20 quizzes throughout the semester, 3 questions per quiz, and 0.5 points per question. In the final exam, 20%, of the final grade, 100 questions and 0.2 points per question. And the grading scale is just the Texas A&M grading scale that we follow here. Do not miss assignments, quizzes, and final exam. Every point is important to your grade. I know each quiz might not sound, each question might not sound that much, both the quizzes and the final exam, but they might make a difference at the end. And we're going to have a lot of them throughout the semester. And all assignments will not be graded on a curve. So the points that you get, that's it. The grades will be not rounded up. So 59.9 is an F, 69.9 is a D, and so on. So just be careful with that. All students who commit plagiarism are assigned 0 for the assignment, so that will be evaluated throughout the semester. So just do your own work. You are not competing with others in the class for a grade, so feel free to form study groups to review course materials. However, assignments, quizzes, and exams are not group projects. Students should complete all graded activities individually. Students should not prepare or compare their answers to activities with the work of others before submitting for a grade, for example, in the perusal assignments. And what exactly are these perusal assignments? Perusal is a tool that aims to change how students view the reading of material from a solitary experience to one that is engaging, collaborative with classmates and instructors. You can access these assignments directly on Canvas, and Perusal automatically grades students' engagement with the assigned materials, and once prompted, they will be uploaded. We will upload the grades into Canvas. The due dates of Perusal assignments are available in the calendar of activities in the following pages here. The assessments are open on Canvas to the beginning of the semester. So it's going to be open starting on July 2nd, 2025, until 11:59 p.m. of the due date. And basically, I ask you to read the textbook chapters throughout the course, and you should write comments and engage in discussions with your colleagues in order to get points for these activities. So the goal for each perusal assignment for each perusal assignment, your 5 highest quality comments will be graded, and I recommend that you write more than 5 comments to improve your chances to earn a good score. You should write assignments distributed throughout the chapter, not only in a specific portion of the assignment, and you should also interact with other students, since a portion of your grade comes from staring other comments and engaging in dialogues with your classmates. Students who just open the chapter but do not write any comments will earn a 0. And if you want to engage with other, you can just make an annotation following with a net symbol and writing other people's names. You might want to read the chapters without the comments from other students, so just easy to have a clean reading when you're doing your work. This is just an overall view of how the assignments in Perusal are graded. You have to write at least 5 comments, so they will be worth around 0.81 points each. Comments should be distributed throughout the assignment, so 0.45 points, and you should read and watch the entire material. In this case, reading. We're going to just have papers, no videos for the perusal assignment. So 0.5 points, 5 points for each perusal assignment. So when you go to Canvas and you go here to assignments, you have the perusal assignments here. So you just click on perusal 1 and just going back here a little bit again. So here, all of them will be available starting on July 2nd at 12 a.m. They're going to be available. And the due date is going to be 11:59 p.m. of the due date of each one of them, right? As I just explained. So in the perusal 1, you just click on launch perusal, and then you're going to have the chapter 1 from the textbook available here. So you have all the chapter 1 available here, until the last page. So everything is available there. And the topic is development, chapter 1. The purpose of this assignment should highlight the fact that we should discuss social change issues using scientific theoretical framework and data to support the analysis. Students should use scientific theoretical frameworks presented in the course to support the analysis and not rely on preconceptions and perceptions we might have about specific social subjects. And the same thing, write at least five annotations throughout this chapter. And if you're reading something and you think that specific, you can make a comment about the specific part here, you can just select that part. Let me just get here. Oh, I want to write a comment on this topic here. When I write there, then the comment box appears here. So you just write there, press enter, and your first comment is included. But of course, just write. The comments should be like, you should think about these comments as full paragraphs, really well thought, not just comments as you're writing social media. So it's more well thought. After, you should read the chapter first, the whole chapter first. Reading the whole chapter is important for quizzes, for the final exam, and for the perusal assignments. And also watch my lecture videos. And you can also read the lecture slides before completing these perusal assignments. So that's how the perusal assignments are organized, right? You access them directly here on Canvas, and when you click on them, you're going to go directly to the perusal website. It's all integrated now. The quizzes will be available on Canvas, opening from 12 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. of the due date. So on that due date, the whole day, you can you complete the quiz, which will consist of multiple choice questions and all other types of questions as well, such as true or false questions. Students will answer the quiz online on Canvas. The content of the quiz can cover any topic we discussed throughout the course up to the date of the quiz, and you'll be allowed to look at your own notes and class materials to answer the quizzes. And the dates of the quizzes are also available in the calendar of the activities available in the following pages. The final exam will be given online on Canvas and will consist of the same kind of questions, from the same question banks that the questions from the quizzes they come. The same questions will be used for the final exam. So you might have answered some of the questions already selected on quizzes. And the quizzes, what I do on Canvas and also the final exam, I have these question banks. And then Canvas randomly select the number of questions for that quiz to each one of you. So you might have different questions being asked to different students. And also the order in which the possible answers appear, they will be randomized as well. The date and time of the final exam are available in the calendar of activities in the syllabus. So just some more information about quizzes in the final exam. You should follow read these instructions here again as I'm explaining them. The main information about your online quiz: you have 3 questions at 0.5 points each for a total of 1.5 points. And each quiz will be available on Canvas from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. of the due date. But once you start the quiz, you have 5 minutes to complete the quiz. So you have 3 questions, 5 minutes in total. So that means 1 minute and 40 seconds per question. So once you start, 5 minutes, and then the quiz will finish, will close. For final exam, you're going to have 100 questions at 0.2 points each for a total of 20 points. The final exam will open on Canvas from 12 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. of the due date. But following the university rules too, once you begin the final exam, you have 2 hours to complete it. So you have 100 questions, 120 minutes in total, 1 minute and 20 seconds per question. And no password is required for quizzes or exams. The questions will be randomly selected by Canvas from a pool of questions that I created. Thus, these questions will not be the same for all students, as I mentioned. The quiz or exam will shut down once the time limit has been reached. So pay attention to the clock. The quiz or exam will close once the deadline has been reached. You will see just one question at a time, and you cannot go back to the previous question. These are open book questions and final exam. You can read the lecture slides, you can have them open on the side, you can have your notes with you, but you'll be able to see just one question at a time and you cannot go back. You should have a good internet connection. I suggest you using a wireless connection at Texas A&M. See these quizzes and final exam as a formal exam because they are. So I suggest you guys taking this quiz and final exam, for example, in the Texas A&M library, that it has a quiet space and also good wireless connection. If you lose your internet connection, I recommend that you close your browser and then sign back into Canvas, and you should be able to continue the test where you laid off. But please note that the clock will continue to run. So do not assume that you have lots of time to finish the quizzes or final exam. If you have problems, please contact me as soon as possible. I will be available throughout the day to help you. Do not wait 20, 30 minutes before contacting me about any problems. And I want to know immediately so I can help you if you have any problems. But students have not been having problems taking these quizzes and final exam on Canvas anymore. So this is the course schedule. And I have here the lecture, the date, and what it's supposed to cover on that specific date. And here, so the syllabus and the first chapter, I'm expecting you to start reading and watching the lecture videos on July 2nd. Of course, this is an online course, so this is much more flexible than what it's provided here in the schedule. This is just an overview so you don't procrastinate too much watching and reading the course material. So this is just a guideline so you have an idea of what you should read and what you should watch throughout this semester, this summer semester. So we are talking about the syllabus now, and the chapter 1, development. I expect you to start at least reading them on July 2nd. So here, M1 means that comes from the textbook that I mentioned to you before here. The M refers to exactly our main textbook by McMichael. So it's right there. And chapter 1 from McMichael. And I don't expect you to work on the course on Independence Day, but I expect you to read the textbook and read the lecture slides and watch the lecture videos for chapter 1 will be here July 2nd, July 3rd, and July 7th. And just an important deadline here. The last day to add and drop course is going to be on July 8th, on Tuesday, when we start the chapter 2. Again, you can start reading this and watching the videos before the dates that are available here. But this is just a guideline so you don't procrastinate and have a lot of material to read in a short period of time. What I do, I will start the quizzes and assignments, the deadlines, only after the last day to add and drop courses. So we don't have issues with students starting the class after some days and missing quizzes. So I do that in purpose so nobody will miss any quizzes here. So the quiz 1 will be available throughout the day on July 9th, and you should open Canvas to answer quiz 1. Quiz 1 will be about the chapter that we already finished. It's about chapter 1. Quiz 2 is going to be about chapter 1. Quiz 3 is going to be about chapter 2. And this information is actually available on Canvas. So if you go to Canvas here on the assignments, you will see here the quiz 1 is about chapter 1, quiz 2 about chapter 1, quiz 3 about chapter 2, and so on. And they are available on the day, the specific day that they are due. So they're available on July 9th from 12 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. And when you open it, you're going to have one question at a time, 3 questions worth 0.5 points each, as I mentioned. And once you answer one, you cannot go back. So this is the structure. And the quizzes will cover until chapter 9, but the final exam will cover everything from chapter 1 to chapter 10, right? And the perusal assignment here, for example, the first perusal assignment is due on July 9th. So here on Canvas, it's available, all the perusal assignments, so you can start doing them from the first day of the class on July 2nd. But perusal 1 will close on July 9th, perusal 2 on July 11th, and so on. So they all open together, but they close on the dates that are here. Perusal 1 closed on July 9th at 11:59 p.m. and perusal 2 on July 11th. So I expect you to just thinking about these dates here as a guideline, so you read these chapters and you watch the lecture videos in the correct pace, right? So chapter 2, contextualizing the development project, the development project, chapter 3, instituting the globalization project, chapter 4. And as you see here, the quizzes and perusal assignments, the deadlines. Experience the globalization project, chapter 5, the globalization project in crisis, chapter 6. I always provide this information here. The Q drop deadline for students is on July 23rd. Chapter 7, the global reorderings. Chapter 8, development climate. Chapter 9, public and local green initiatives. And chapter 10, towards sustainable development. The reason that we don't have quizzes about chapter 10 is just because I just having them over time, you can finish reading and watch the video for chapter 10 on August 5th. So that's why quiz 20 is about chapter 9. But then the final exam, which will be on August 6th, on Wednesday, will be about everything. Will be about chapter 1 through chapter 10. And the perusal 10 assignment is also doing the same day, right? The final exam you can take at any time here on August 6th, but once you begin it on Canvas, you have 2 hours to complete the exam, okay? And then I have some other sections here in the syllabus that are also really important. The Department of Sociology Civility Statement. The Department of Sociology supports Texas A&M University commitment to civil and welcomes individuals of all ages, citizenship, abilities, education, ethnicities, family status, genders, gender identities, languages, military experience, political views, races, religions, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, and work experiences. And we should be really civil, well-behaved in our comments throughout this class. This class is online, so we're not going to have interaction in the classroom, but we will have interactions in the perusal assignments. So I expect you guys to be really respectful to each other throughout these assignments. If you're having issues writing comprehensive comments for the perusal assignments, so I expect this comment should be a full paragraph, so you have a chance to have good grades. But if you're having trouble completing them, there are some resources at the university, such as the University Writing Center, that you can try to get some help for that. Office hours that can be in person or on Zoom are intended to assist students who are seeking help understanding the course materials. I would not teach the whole material as I'm providing in the lecture video, so I expect you guys to go through them. Students are not allowed to submit their coursework after the due date. Work submitted by a student as a makeup. Work for an excused absent is not considered late work and is exempted from the late work policy. So you should look at student rule 7 to see if an assignment that if you missed a quiz or for final exam or a peruse assignment, if you miss it because of an excused absence, then I can reopen it for you. Otherwise, students are not allowed to submit their work after the due date. The student rule 7 is a long document and you can check it out there. Here below, I provide some information extracted from the student rule 7. So in terms of notification of absence from item 7.1 of student rule 7, the student must provide notification of excluded absences to the instructor in writing. Email is acceptable prior to the date of absence. In cases where advanced notification is not possible, the student must provide notification by end of the second business day after the last date of absence. This notification must include an explanation of why the notice could not be sent before. In terms of absences, only excused absence defined by text element are accepted. The student is responsible for providing documentation substantiating the reason of the excused absence, including the reasons stated in section 7.2. The documentation must be provided within 3 business days of the last date of absence, unless otherwise stated in this rule. And the makeup work must be completed in the time frame not to exceed 30 calendar days from the last date of the initial absence. So in summary, students must submit explanation about excluded absence by email to the professor with the attached documentation. So for example, as a doctor's note, if that's the case. And important, you should list the exact item within section 7.22 of the student rule 7 that refers to the absence. And the link is provided right here. So you should go there, see which one is the item that is an excused absence, and then email me and say that that's the topic, and you attach the documentation providing details about it, okay? And all these other sections here are university policies. They are the same for all syllabi available at the university. Attendance policy, the university views class attendance and participation as an individual student responsibilities. Students should expect to attend class and complete all assignments. Makeup work policies related to the student rule 7 that I just mentioned now. Academic integrity statement and policy. A NAGI does not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. So let's just do your work. Do not plagiarize. Americans with Disabilities Act policy. They should contact the Texas A&M Disability Resources. And once the disability resources, you talk to them, they will provide an accommodation letter for those that have disabilities, and then I will provide those accommodations. The accommodations, since this is an online course and all the lecture videos are available, lecture slides are available online, and you can watch them in different times of the day, the accommodations, usually they will center more on providing students more time to complete the quizzes and the final exam, instead of those 5 minutes for quizzes and 2 hours for the final exam. But whatever accommodations the disability resources tell me to do, I will provide them to students. But you just have to contact them so they formally send me that information. The Title IX is statements of limits of confidentiality. Texas A&M is committed to fostering a learning environment that is safe and productive for all. University policies and federal and state laws prohibit gender-based discrimination and sexual harassment, including sexual assault, sexual exploitation, domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking. So you should go through this the syllabus here, read in detail, and be sure that we are here to help you, and we have several different rules and resources such as the counseling and psychological services to provide resources for you. And also the Title IX webpage is available right here. I'm a faculty at A&M. If you have any issue related to these problems here, you can report them to me. But I have to explain that I'm a mandatory reporter. If someone reports any of these issues that they had, or any of their colleagues have, and of their friends and other students have, I have to report this to my supervisor. My supervisor is the head of the Department of Sociology at Texas A&M. And then this supervisor will contact you, and then after that, you can decide to pursue the issue or not. But I'm a mandatory reporter in the sense that if any issue is reported to me, I have to report it to a supervisor, right? This is a statement of mental health and wellness. Texas A&M University recognized that mental health and wellness are critical factors that influence a student's academic success and overall well-being. So we have a lot of resources also available here at the university. You should use them if you're having these kind of problems. And another important topic in terms of academic freedom is the cornerstone of the university. Academic freedom in its teaching aspect is fundamental for the protection to the rights of the teacher in teaching and to the student to freedom in learning. Each faculty member is entitled to full freedom in the classroom discussing the subject which the faculty member teaches. Texas A&M will not penalize or discipline members of the faculty because of the exercise of academic freedom, right? So this is the syllabus available on Howdy, available the link on Canvas, and also in the course website. And so we have the course website that, as I mentioned to you before, the syllabus there, all this information is also available on Canvas. On Canvas here, you have the link to the course website as well. The perusal assignments, they will open directly from Canvas. The lectures will be available online, and throughout the semester, I will provide the direct videos like this one here now will be available here about the syllabus, and for the other lectures will be available below each one of them. And you can access all the lecture videos on my YouTube channel, as I mentioned to you before, right? So now I presented the syllabus for our social change class in the Department of Sociology at Texas A&M that we're going to have in this summer 2025 semester. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you enjoy the class. It's a great topic, and thank you very much for your attention.